Hey everybody, this is RadChad from Maximum Threshold Radio. I'm in Los Angeles, California at Los Lobos. I do believe that's how they pronounce that. Am I saying that correctly?
Hell, I don't know. Sounds good to me, man.
Hey, joining me right now is the lead singer from Drowning Pool, Jasen Moreno. How you doing, sir? Thank you for joining me, man.
Thank you for having me. I'm fine, man. How are you?
Excellent, man. So, when you got the call to front the band, how did that take place, and were you doing backflips and all that good stuff?
Absolutely not. I never in a million years did I think I was actually going to get the gig. So when I auditioned, man, it was more for my own peace of mind, just to know that I had exhausted every avenue available to me. I'm chasing this dream. It's probably never going to happen. I'll give it a shot. Long shot. When I got the gig, man, I had a panic attack, man.
Did you really? Wow, at least you're honest.
The pressure hit me like a ton of bricks, man. Just the whole back catalog and Drowning Pool's legacy and Dave's
of course.
memory.
Yeah, God bless him.
Man, sometimes you got to be careful what you wish for, because you get it and then you don't know what the hell to do with it. So that's not to say I don't want the gig. Of course I want the gig. I've been wanting to be in the band for years.
Yeah.
It's just, I never thought it would actually happen. So when I did get it, it was just immense pressure, man.
Being that the fact that you had to, fill the shoes of Dave, original lead singer, man. I mean, God bless him. I mean, tragedy happens. We won't go into that, man. What happened? There's the ifs and the ends and the buts, man.
Well, but not even that. I mean, no one can replace Dave, obviously, man. But even just Ryan, Jason Gone, those guys are great voices and iconic styles and.
I mean, I grew up on it too, man. You know what I mean? I mean, not just. I mean, the catalog goes back, man. I mean, you know this, man. I mean, because you had to learn it. Yeah. Was that hard for you, man? The catalog?
No, not at all, man. I already knew most of the stuff, man. I mean, my old band, we were touring with Drowning Pool. I sold merch for Drowning Pool. I mean, I've always been here. That's the funny thing. It's like, man, I knew Dave. I was local when Drowning Pool was local, so.
Yeah, Texas, correct?
Right. Yeah. So, I mean, I go way, way, way back, so I've always known the tunes. We all know the tunes.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not hard to learn the back catalog if you're a fan. You already know.
Yeah. You got a couple of you fronted. I don't know. Forgive me for not knowing this, but you fronted a couple bands, correct? You want to elaborate a little bit on those bands that you fronted?
Local bands. I mean, I was singing on the scene when Dave was singing on the scene, So.
Suicide, correct?
Suicide Hook. Yeah. That's the band that toured with Drowning Pool, open for Drowning Pool.
Yeah. For those that don't know.
Merch, but we never got a deal. We never did crack into the industry. We just would.
Frustration. I mean, is it because let's be honest, the scene's not like it used to be. You know this, man. I mean, we can go, I mean, just alone on that topic, we can go in for hours, man, on the scene.
Yeah.
Is that pretty much why? It was just frustration, the scene, because like out here in SoCal, man, the scene is like, I feel there's nobody stepping up, man, you know what I mean? I mean, you guys could tour, but you guys gotta, you guys obviously gotta pay the bills, man.
Yeah.
So, I mean, is that pretty much derivative of that, or what do you think? Your opinion on that, on the scene now, the metal scene? Yeah.
I think all the lines between genres are so blurred because the suits are really scrambling to find. And
that's my next question too.
They're scrambling to keep that money rolling in.
Yeah.
So,
for them to get fat, not the bands, for them to get fat.
It's a trickle-down effect.
Yeah.
I mean, everything is shifting and in constant motion, and you've got, people at the top like the suits who directly influence, our industry, shaping it. Mm-hmm. I think it warps the mentality and the viewpoints of the up-and-coming bands. It sends mixed messages. And I know that labels got to make their return on investments, man.
I know.
And it's sad that, after all said and done, even in the arts, music, it still all boils down to money, man.
Yeah.
It's big business, and it's always going to be.
Correct. I agree with you, my brother.
So when you have country bands that sound like rock bands of years ago, and you have rock bands of yesterday doing country albums now, and
Isn't that a trip?
there's elements of hip hop with it.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
You know, it's just everything is so blurred, and you know, it's hard to get in where you fit in. And then there's this whole social media thing and downloads and.
Yeah, I only use it to keep in contact with the bands. Unfortunately,
I mean, I'm a fan of it because there is that instant gratification, and you can immediately have interaction with your fan, and I'm all for that. The problem, I think, is the label's not really stepping in to fight for their artists with this whole digital download thing. Man.
I agree.
They're allowing internet piracy to still exist.
I cover a lot of the local bands and stuff, and it's frustrating to see them, the hardworking bands, and speaking of signed and unsigned and all that stuff. You guys obviously were having some problems. I ran into CJ at NAMM, and he was telling me a little bit about that you guys got to get out of your management, and especially just dropping this your new album, which from my understanding it's killing it, man. Hallelujah! It just dropped in January, man. So I mean, that thing. It's like snowball effect now, huh?
That's the record. Hallelujah is a record we were trying to make when I came into it. And that's not a knock on Resilience. We're proud of Resilience, but Resilience wasn't as well received with the Drowning Pool core fan base.
Oh, screw them.
And there's a reason for that. I mean, we had a lot of outside influences, and ultimately it falls on our feet because we listened. But there was a lot of outside influences, label management to sound a certain way, to continue, to be the band that maybe Ryan had, helped him to be. But obviously I'm not Ryan, and so we're going to grow. And this record, Hallelujah, man, this is what we've been trying to do since I joined the damn band. So I mean,
no, it sounds tight, man. I dig it. I mean, like I said, since Sinner, I've that's when I followed you. I mean, if they, you see this stupid comments, speaking of social media, about, well, Jason doesn't, he's not, da-da-da-da. That's such bull crap, man.
Right.
You're not there to replace him, for one. You're there just to continue on the legacy of the band, man.
Sure.
And you know what I mean? But it's like, you hear that negative shit. Does that affect you in any way, man? Or you just say, you know what, fuck it. I'm doing my thing. I dig it, and that's it.
When I first joined and Resilience hit, man, I was so green, and I had such high hopes, man. And I was really naive to the inner workings of the industry. And all that hate, man, sure, it affected me. I'm human, man.
Yeah.
I've learned to weather the storms a little bit better now these days, and I've learned, when to stand up for what I think is right and to
right
pick
on,
my
man.
battles. Because,
I appreciate that, man.
Because a lot of the negative backlash we got from Resilience, hell, man, I agreed with it, man.
Oh, wow. You're honest, man. I dig that.
Well, I mean,
to a certain point, right?
To a point. It's just, I wish everyone could hear the demos. Like, everyone who was pissed about Resilience and how my voice sounded and all that. I wish they could have heard the demos that we presented to the label going in, because, and I'm not pointing fingers. I'm just gonna say, man.
No, we're not here to point fingers.
It was like, oh man, that's too heavy. That's too heavy. That's too screamy. That's too.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, man, I know, and I really wish I would have put my foot down, because I'm, in all brutal honesty, man, Hallelujah.
Yeah.
Record we've been trying to make, right? And
it's sick, man.
It took us getting out of our label and our management.
that's what CJ was telling me,
to get that freedom to make that record, man. We've been trying, but like you say, the fans, they don't understand.
Yeah, no, they don't. They don't understand that. I mean, Jesus Christ, man. Is Dave going to come from the grave and start singing again, man? It's not going to happen, man. Just accept it, man. All bands are that way, man. Now if you're just, like you said, you're just a band that's just trying to continue on the legacy. You're trying to do the best you can, man. But these other cats, man, they don't understand that. Especially in the music community, man. They like to sit there and point the fingers, and you know this, man.
Yeah, of course. A lot of people don't realize that I knew Dave. He was a friend of mine, and then they start talking all this shit.
Yeah, that's another. Like I said, I don't want to get into that past stuff, man.
Out of it when they're like, "Who's this kid, man?" It's like, dude, I'm not a kid. I've been here.
Right on, man.
I mean, I played shows with Dave back in the day, man. We all knew Dave. That's one of the common things that, amongst the three singers that have followed Dave. Man, we all knew him. What are you talking about, man? It's not.
From what I understand, I mean, he obviously had his demons. I won't go into that, man. But from my understanding, he was a cool cat. Just from what I've read from people that knew him, and not hearing it from the horse's mouth. That's badass,
life
bro.
of the party, man.
Yeah, that's
Everyone
badass,
knew
man.
he was gonna make it and be a star, man. We all knew. I watched it happen.
Wow. Yeah, and then, Anyways, man, hey, where can they find your information, your social media sites, man, for all the new...
Drowning Pool? Anything Drowning Pool, man.
What about you, your personal, man? Because I know, like I said, I know you got a couple bands and stuff, man. Are you? I'm sorry, I apologize. Are you still active with those bands?
To a point, man. I'm as active as I can be. I mean, obviously, my main gig is Drowning Pool.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that keeps you busy.
All my energy goes into that. If ever we have some downtime, then I'll knock the dust off some of those older projects. I would say the most active thing I have going on right now is probably a band called Cyberstar with Billy Gray from Fozzy.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Fozzy, man.
And Dusty Winterroad, he was in...
That's badass, dude. I didn't know that.
Yeah, we have a couple songs out, and then Steve and I have a band. It's called Even the Dead Love a Parade. So you can find that, Even the Dead Love a Parade and Cyberstar. And then if you're just wanting to look at my daily exploits, Suicide Reno. That's all.
They want to know what you're eating, man.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I can't stand it.
Yeah, I know. I'm not that dude either. Food, oh, look, he's eating an In-N-Out double, man. Wow. Oh, little Jimmy just took his first shit. Big deal, But where can they find you at on Facebook? Just Facebook and your name, obviously.
Jasen Drowning Pool.
And then what about just same thing? Same thing.
The Twitter, it's Suicide Reno.
Okay.
Instagram, Suicide Reno. What's the other one? Snapchat. Yeah, Suicide
Beer
Reno.
Assistant, where you at?
It's all Suicide Reno.
Right on, man. Right on. Hey, I appreciate you taking the time out, man.
Thanks, man.
Hey, anything else you wanna mention before we time out here, man?
Yeah, I want everyone to pick up Hallelujah, and even if you don't pick it up, at least give it a shot. Go and preview the tunes. I'm telling you, man, if you're wanting some core Drowning Pool heavy shit, Hallelujah is a record for you. At least listen to it.
Yeah, not even just Drowning Pool. Just listen to it as music, man. I mean, I don't mean to cut you off on that point, man. But I listened to it, man. I thought it was sick, man.
Thanks,
it's like
man.
it's good stuff, man. You know what I mean? In all honesty, no disrespect to the other stuff out there, man. But there's a lot of poppy stuff out there. Too much poppy stuff.
A lot
man.
of it's being produced that way.
Yeah.
If you want something a little different, listen to Hallelujah. If you
That'll grab you by the nuts.
Listen to it, buy it. If you do buy it, buy a ticket to the show, and we'll play, because we're playing a lot of the new songs in our live set now. So
they're on tour right now. Check them out. You guys are going across the U.S., correct?
Yeah, we're going all over the world. That's
okay. All right, there you go. Go onto their websites. Go onto his website. Check them out. Check out Hallelujah. It's on the website. Trust me, you won't be disappointed. Hey, this is RadChad from Maximum Threshold Radio. Thank you.
Yo, this is Jasen of Drowning Pool, and you're listening to Maximum Threshold Radio. Rock on.
Right on, man.